So trading for us in 2022 has, I think we're broadly happy. I think we had a bit of a tricky Feb coming out of sale, but actually things have really picked up in March and April, and we're looking for a strong May. It's good that the weather's nice. So yeah, we're happy. We're in double-digit growth for digital, and our store run rates actually improved dramatically on last year, and we're not far behind 2019 numbers.
Trading so far this year, I think we had a good end to last year in the UK in particular, which is our home market and one of our biggest markets overall. So it's continued to go really well and really strongly. I think we made some really positive changes during the pandemic in terms of how we spoke to our customers and what we kind of displayed and put ourselves out as a brand, and I think that's really resonated well, and we've seen the impact of that. Some of our more international markets where they were perhaps a little bit slower to recover from the pandemic over the past couple of years, they've also started to come on in the past couple of months. So yeah, I think as a business in the round, the way we've been over the past couple of years, we've seen the fruits of that in the first half of this year, and feel like there's a lot to look forward to.
Trading in 2022 has been tricky, I think, to say the least. I don't think we're the only retailer in that boat, but I think after having such kind of success in the first quarter of the previous year, 2021, when we're still in lockdown, probably gave a slight sense of overconfidence in our budgeting. And I think with no COVID restrictions, there's also no COVID halo. So the biggest challenge for us was how to respond to that. As a seasonal gifting business, we had Valentine's Day, Mother's Day and Easter all fall in the first quarter of 2022, and it was a bit of a washout across all of them. I feel slightly buoyed because I don't think it's us, I think it is the market. Organic searches were down. There just seemed to be less of a response for that. Things like Easter, I think, were spent with people together rather than sending gifts online. So we were in quite a unique situation. But yeah, certainly a challenging time, I think, to be in e-commerce and certainly in direct-to-consumer.
2022's been a pretty challenging year. It started to be challenging at the latter end of 21. We're a luxury brands business, so when cost of living goes up, and generally if there's any kind of environmental thing like wars and Putin and nutters and things like that, people reel their necks in, and especially if they're a retired customer where they don't have beyond their pension a regular income, and the first thing that goes is, in my view, and generally what I've heard around the industry, is luxury goods, which we're in, jewellery, is one of the first things to go. On top of which, because we're a traditional marketing company, we print catalogues for our customers, and our paper's gone up by 50%, and our cost of goods, because people invest in gold and silver when the markets are poor, has made our base cost of product go up as well. So we're being squeezed from all angles at the moment, but having been around for 150 years as a business, we're relatively financially stable, so we just need to get the mix right to survive the next couple of years, I expect.
Well, trading so far this year in 2022 is going quite close to plan, actually, which was sensibly down forecast on the same period last year, mainly because we were a business that were affected by the pandemic in a positive way. So lockdown at the beginning of 2021, we had huge growth as people stayed in and did jigsaw puzzles. So that was good for us, and it would have been too optimistic to plan for similar levels of revenue. But actually, what we have planned for, we've more or less got. So that's really pleasing so far.
Yeah, trading in 2022's been tough, I'll be honest. We expected it to be tougher, obviously coming out of COVID, which was a period that was good for us. Business model fitted all the requirements of trading through COVID. But I think the unforeseen sort of economic and impact, and the Ukraine war impact, is definitely having an impact on consumer confidence. But it's just a new challenge. COVID was a challenge. This is just a different set of challenges, and we've got a strong brand, a strong customer base, and we'll trade through.
Trading in 2022 has been good in the main. We're finding that the proposition is still really attractive with our target customers. We've been on a good run, so that momentum has continued really into this year. Of course, predicting where the consumer was this time last year was very difficult. Obviously, at this first half of 2022, consumers were in lockdown. Obviously, transferred a lot of purchasing and shopping to the online aspect of the business, and so. But even what people were doing, it changed their sort of shopping needs. We managed to do okay this time last year, and we feel like we've continued to develop the right product. But of course, the moments in time are very, very different, and I think the challenge, for the most part, has been predicting where the consumer is going, really. And it's not been without disruption. So, obviously supply chain challenges are a difficulty that we've been having to deal with. For the most part, we've kind of got through it, but that has been a little bit of drag on performance. And of course, there's the ongoing sort of malaise in the digital marketing ecosystem with the iOS release, which continues to, make the job a little harder than it used to be. But in the round, it's pretty good. We're fairly satisfied.
It's been mixed, I think. We had a phenomenal end to 2021, and the start of 2022's been good, very good. But we did see a downturn in trading when the Ukrainian war started in the UK, in the European parts of the business, whereas the US actually doesn't seem to have been affected by it at all. But I think what we see is that the kind of, if you got the right book for the right people at the right time, we can still do amazingly well. So Lord of the Rings, which we published as a limited edition, we published that in April, and the market was quite quiet, and we were thinking, how well will it do? But it was 1,000 limitation. It was £1,000 and $1,500, and we sold it out in 35 hours. So if you get the right thing to the right people at the right time, there still are the sales there. But the market has looked quieter, I think, particularly since the Ukrainian war. But one of the issues we've got is supply chain, because obviously our books need paper, and it's quite difficult. I mean, certainly leaving the European Union hasn't helped, but there is an issue with supply chain, definitely. And so the war, we've got two fabulous printers in Italy, and one of them said, all of their plates are made by metal that they get from Russia, and they can't get the metal at the moment. So things like that have become more challenging, so we're having to plan further in advance, to make sure we get everything in on time, because we publish 4 big collections a year, and we like to have all the books ready, obviously, for the launch of the collection, and that is proving challenging, yes.